The wedding guests called her the luckiest woman alive. She had married a man who seemed flawless in every possible way. His smile felt safe, his voice carried calm, and his eyes hid quiet depth. The mansion he brought her to looked like something from a dream wrapped in fog. Tall walls, silent corridors, and doors that never opened. At night, she often woke to find his side of the bed empty and cold. Strange metallic sounds drifted through the floors when the clock struck midnight. He always returned with the same gentle smile and the same careful silence. Then one rainy evening, she noticed a hidden steel door at the end of a dark hallway. The moment she stepped inside, she realized her perfect husband had been hiding something far worse than secrets. The wedding photographs captured perfection. Golden light rested on her veil. White roses framed every smile. Everyone said she was the luckiest woman alive. Evelyn believed them. Marcus Hale was calm, handsome, and impossibly attentive. His voice carried warmth that settled nerves. His eyes revealed almost nothing. That mystery felt sophisticated at first, like depth waiting to be discovered. The estate he owned stood at the edge of a quiet forest. Tall iron gates whispered open when the car approached. Gravel crunched beneath the tires. The mansion rose from the earth like something preserved from another century. Stone walls covered in ivy, narrow windows reflecting pale sky. The air smelled faintly of pine and distant rain. Inside, the house felt too large for two people. Their footsteps echoed through hallways lined with portraits. Most faces were unfamiliar. Some looked almost unfinished. Marcus gave a small smile when she asked about them. Former owners, he said softly. He never elaborated. The first nights felt magical. Fireplaces glowed amber. Crystal glasses chimed gently at dinner. Marcus watched her as though memorizing every motion. Yet there were moments when his attention shifted, brief, sharp, like he heard something she could not. On the third night, Evelyn woke to an empty bed. The sheets beside her felt cold. She listened. A faint sound traveled through the floorboards, a slow metallic scrape, then silence. Marcus returned minutes later, his expression relaxed. The instant he noticed her open eyes, "Old houses speak," he said. His hand rested on her shoulder until she drifted back into sleep. Morning erased her unease. Sunlight poured through the tall windows. Birdsong filled the gardens. Still, curiosity began to root itself quietly inside her. She started exploring during the long afternoons while Marcus worked in his study. Most rooms welcomed her with dust and history, libraries, ballrooms, storage chambers filled with antique trunks. Then she reached the west corridor. The temperature dropped noticeably. The carpet ended. Bare wood stretched ahead. At the very end stood a door unlike the others. No decorative carving, no polished brass, only heavy steel painted a dull shade of gray. And a keypad glowed faintly beside the frame. She pressed her palm against the surface. Cold, unforgiving. Marcus appeared behind her so suddenly that she flinched. "That room stays closed," he said. His tone remained gentle, yet something inside it carried weight. She forced a laugh. "Secret office, private storage." He stepped between her and the door with effortless calm. That night, Marcus kissed her forehead longer than usual. As if reassuring himself, she remained exactly where he expected. Days passed. The forest surrounding the estate grew louder with autumn wind. Branches scratched against the stone after sunset. Sleep became lighter for Evelyn. She noticed patterns. Marcus often disappeared after midnight, always quietly, always returning before dawn. One evening, rain arrived without warning. Thunder rolled low across the hills. Electric lights flickered once, then steadied. Marcus received a phone call and left the house abruptly. He forgot to close his study door. Inside, papers, every object aligned perfectly parallel. A small ring of keys rested near the lamp. She picked them up. The metal chimed softly. One key looked newer than the others, matte black, heavy. Her pulse quickened before she even realized she was walking toward the west corridor. The hallway seemed longer than before, darker. Rain hammered the windows like impatient fingers. She reached the steel door. The keypad blinked patiently. The black key slid into a hidden slot she had not noticed earlier. A muted click answered her breath. The door opened only an inch. Air spilled out, dry, still, carrying a faint chemical scent. She widened the gap. A staircase descended sharply into shadow. No natural light reached the bottom. A single bulb glowed somewhere below, humming softly. Each step creaked under her weight. The sound echoed upward, making retreat feel impossible. The smell strengthened, not rot, not mold. Something sterile, something preserved. The staircase ended in a narrow corridor. Concrete walls, no decoration, no warmth, only that persistent hum. She noticed the photographs first, dozens of them, pinned in perfect rows along the wall. Women smiling into the camera, different hair, different styles, yet each face carried an unsettling familiarity. The same shade of happiness she saw in her own wedding pictures. Dates were written beneath every photograph. Neat handwriting, precise. Some dates ended abruptly, no explanation. Her throat tightened. A door stood slightly open ahead. White light leaked through the crack. She pushed it wider. The room beyond resembled a laboratory frozen in time. Glass cabinets lined one side. Inside rested carefully labeled objects, hair ribbons, jewelry, shoes, wedding rings, each item tagged with a name. A chill traveled slowly down her spine. At the center of the room stood a large table covered with papers. Journals lay stacked in chronological order. She opened the nearest one. The handwriting matched the dates beneath the photographs. Observations filled every page. Subject responds well to isolation. Attachment forms within expected range. Trust achieved. Her hands trembled as she flipped further. The final entry stopped mid-sentence. Ink dragged sharply across the page as if interrupted. A sound rose behind her. Soft, measured, footsteps. She turned slowly. Marcus stood in the doorway. Rainwater darkened his coat. His expression revealed no anger, only disappointment. "You opened it," he said quietly. Her voice fractured. "What is this place?" Marcus stepped inside and closed the door with deliberate care, the latch sealed with a heavy finality. "You were not meant to hurry the process." The word process seemed to compress the ear. She backed away until the cold table touched her spine. "You collected them," she whispered. Marcus tilted his head slightly. "Collection sounds careless. I preserve perfection." Lightning flashed through a narrow basement window. For an instant, his eyes reflected pure white. "You see," he continued, "love changes people. It erodes symmetry. It introduces unpredictability. I search for the moment before that decay begins." Her breathing grew shallow. "What happens when it begins?" Marcus looked toward the photographs. "I start again." A distant clang echoed somewhere deeper in the basement. Metal striking metal. Evelyn noticed another door she had not seen before. Thicker. Reinforced. A faint vibration pulsed behind it. "What is in there?" Marcus smiled faintly. "Proof that stillness can be permanent." The vibration came again, followed by something that might have been a muffled cry. Her heart slammed violently against her ribs. "They are alive." "Some were," Marcus replied. He stepped closer. His calm presence felt heavier than any shout. "You are trembling," he observed. "I hoped you would last longer without fear." She darted toward the exit. Marcus caught her wrist with surprising strength. His grip remained gentle yet absolute. "You misunderstand," he said. "I never wanted to harm you. Only to keep you exactly as you were when you walked toward me in that white dress." Another sound emerged from behind the reinforced door. Dragging, weak, persistent. Her gaze snapped toward it. Marcus followed her line of sight. "I have been adjusting the method," he said thoughtfully. "Sedation alone fades too quickly. You deserve something more refined." Her stomach twisted. "You speak as if I am already gone." Marcus studied her face with unsettling tenderness. "The moment you saw this room, the version of you that I loved began to disappear." Silence filled the laboratory. Only the low electrical hum remained. She forced her voice steady. "If you loved them, why not let them live?" Marcus considered the question seriously. "Because memory is kinder than reality." A sharp knock suddenly thundered from above. The front door. Both of them froze. Another knock followed, louder. Marcus listened carefully. "No one visits here," he murmured. For the first time, uncertainty flickered across his features. The knocking continued, relentless. Then a voice faintly carried through the house, calling a name, not hers. One of the names she had seen tagged inside the cabinet. Marcus's fingers loosened slightly around her wrist. In that fragile second, Evelyn realized something with electrifying clarity. Someone out there knew this place, and they were not leaving. Marcus turned toward the staircase, calculating. The reinforced door behind them shuddered again from within. A hinge groaned. Marcus looked back at Evelyn. His calm had thinned. "You forced everything to accelerate," he said softly. "Now we must decide what remains salvageable." He reached toward the cabinet and removed a syringe already filled with clear liquid. The needle caught the white light. Beautiful, terrible. Evelyn's breath slowed despite her terror. Her mind raced through every hallway above, every window, every possible path. The knocking upstairs grew louder still. Wood splintered faintly. Marcus stepped closer. "I promise you will feel almost nothing." Behind the reinforced door, something heavy collapsed. Then came a whisper. Weak, desperate. "Help!" Marcus closed his eyes briefly, as if annoyed by a dripping faucet. Evelyn gathered every fragment of courage left inside her chest, and when Marcus moved the syringe toward her arm, she did the only thing he had never recorded in any journal. She stopped being predictable. Marcus stepped forward, the syringe glinting under the harsh white light. Evelyn's heart pounded so loudly that it drowned the hum of the room. The pounding on the front door above echoed through the house like distant thunder. For the first time, Marcus looked distracted. That single distraction became her chance. She shoved the metal tray from the table straight into his arm. Glass shattered across the floor. The syringe slipped from his fingers and skidded into the darkness. Marcus staggered back, more surprised than hurt. Evelyn ran. Her shoes slapped against the concrete as she rushed toward the staircase. Behind hair, Marcus recovered quickly, his footsteps calm but terrifyingly close. She could hear him calling her name, not loudly, but with chilling patience. The knocking upstairs turned violent, wood cracking under repeated blows. She reached the top step and pulled the basement door open with shaking hands. Cold air rushed into her lungs as she sprinted down the corridor. The main door burst open just as she entered the foyer. Two police officers stood there, rain dripping from their coats. Relief nearly collapsed her knees. Marcus appeared at the end of the hallway, his expression empty, his perfection finally fractured. The officers shouted commands while he remained motionless. For a moment, the entire house felt frozen in time. Then Marcus slowly raised his hands, a faint smile returning to his face. As they led him away, he looked directly at Evelyn with unsettling calm. "You are almost perfect," he said softly. Weeks later, the hidden rooms were uncovered, and the truth spread everywhere. Evelyn never returned to that mansion, yet some nights she still heard phantom metallic echoes in her dreams. She often wondered how long she had been living beside a stranger wearing the mask of love. And sometimes in the quiet just before sleep, she remembered his final smile and realized the most frightening thing of all was how real his love had once felt.